Hello everyone, Razorblade Mango here, and today, this is going to be another tip of the hat style video, because I want to send my personal congratulations and praise to a Japanese developer slash publisher that I have loved since I was a kid. And the reason for this video's existence is because they recently released a new game, which is their first major game that has released in the West in a very long time. And the company that I'm talking about is Level-5. Now, if you don't know who Level-5 are, they are the developers behind Dark Cloud, Professor Layton, Ni no Kuni, a lot of the Yokai Watch games that have come out over the last few years. And for me, one of their most underrated games, in my opinion, is Rogue Galaxy. But the big one from my childhood was they were the developers behind Dragon Quest VIII, which is one of my favorite games of all time. So, quite obviously, I have a lot of love for Level-5, but I have been very concerned about Level-5's future for many years because, unfortunately, they have not had a big presence in the West for a long time. Not since Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom, which came out all the way back in 2018, if you can believe it. Thankfully, they have released a new game that came out not that long ago called Fantasy Life I, The Girl Who Steals Time. And this is, of course, the sequel to the 2013 3DS game, Fantasy Life. And it's really good. Like I said, I've been concerned about their future because their Western games weren't really doing all that hot. Level-5 have kind of always been a little rocky as far as their Western history. You have things like that are successful, like Dark Cloud, like the first Ni no Kuni, like Dragon Quest VIII, obviously. But then you have the things like the aforementioned Rogue Galaxy, Ni no Kuni 2 didn't sell that well in the States. So their future was a little precarious in the West. And for a long time, they have really only been making either Yokai Watch games or games that only come out in Japan, like a lot of those Yokai Watch games. But they have been starting this comeback in the West. And Fantasy Life I was planned as the beginning of this comeback, because after Fantasy Life I, they're releasing another Inazuma 11, they're releasing the next Professor Layton game, which I have never played a Professor Layton game, so that will be a first for me. And then they also have Deca Police in the works, which is a police/action RPG that is unfortunately delayed into 2026. Supposed to come out, I think, in 2024, but they just keep delaying it, which it's not the best sign, but hopefully the delays will lead to a much better game. But I have been playing Fantasy Life I, and it's really good. I've never played the original Fantasy Life on the 3DS. I knew what it was, but that was always a big blind spot for me. So a menace to society named Doggy Bone Gaming, i.e. friend of the channel, he told me that this had come out, and I went, okay, cool. And then he mentioned that it had co-op in it, kind of subtly implying that we should play it together. So I said, all right, sure. I had some credit from the PlayStation Stars thing that they're going to shut down in, I think, next month. And I picked it up, and this game has become an obsession with me recently. I actually finished it, or finished, in quotes, as far as rolling the credits on the main story, not that long ago from when I'm recording this, but it's a game that I have been really enjoying, and I have really enjoyed it both offline when I'm just playing by myself, and I've played a couple sessions with Dog and a few other of his friends, and we have been having a lot of fun. And if you don't know what Fantasy Life I is, it's an RPG/life sim that has elements of things like Animal Crossing, Pokemon, Zelda, and it's one of those games that, in theory, I should be sick of, because whenever I see a game that promotes itself as cozy, life sim, wholesome, feel-good, farming kind of thing. It tends to just go over my head and remain largely ignored because I'm kind of sick of this genre at this point. Like, yes, I love Animal Crossing. Yes, I love Stardew Valley. Yes, I will absolutely play Haunted Chocolatier when that comes out from Concern Date, but there are so many of these games now. So it takes a lot for me to get really invested in one of these games. And Fantasy Life I just has this wonderfully addictive gameplay structure. And it has so many small but awesome quality of life things that make menu navigation and fast traveling so snappy and responsive and convenient that it makes the game all the more enjoyable to play. And this is a game where I have sat down and thought, I'm gonna spend an hour on this. And then that hour becomes 5. Where time just... It's ironic that this game is called The Girl Who Steals Time, because it feels like anytime I sit down to play this game just steals all of my time from me, my free time. But I willingly give it because it's a game that I really enjoy. Obviously, this game has resonated with a lot of people too, because it's already sold 500,000 copies at the time of recording this. I'm sure by the time this video comes out, it will already have sold close to 1 million, if not more, by that point. I also think the fact that it's on the Switch is a big help to this game, because I can imagine tons and tons and tons, like tons, forget that, thousands of people in Japan buying this game for the Switch because the original Fantasy Life was a big success on the 3DS. And Level-5 have a bigger presence in Japan than they do in the West, so it is a big relief to me to see this game come out in the West and have it be the success that it is. And I hope it encourages them to continue to release games in the West beyond things like Megaton Musashi or possibly a new Yokai Watch, because I think they unfortunately got a little discouraged by the Western reception to their games, because I remember a few years back, they ended up closing their Western branch of their offices, which is not a good sign at all back then. But I'm glad they're going to be releasing more games now. I hope Fantasy Life I is an encouraging sign for them to keep releasing games in the West. I hope they release more games. I know they have Inazuma 11, I know they have Professor Layton, I know they have Deca Police, but I want more. Like, in a perfect world, Square Enix would ask Level-5 to come back and make the next Dragon Quest or make a new RPG, or hell, if PlayStation wasn't run by stupid gorillas, they would encourage Level-5 to come back to them and release a new RPG, a new anime RPG. That would be awesome to see. Release it on the Switch, I don't care, but just more companies need to work with Level-5. They are extremely talented. They have been around for a long time. They are a storied, legendary developer that I don't feel like gets the respect that it deserves in the modern era. And I'm so glad that Fantasy Life I is a big hit for them. I hope Inazuma 11 creates more opportunities for them. I hope Professor Layton, I'm sure, is going to be a big hit. I'm sure Deca Police is going to be quite good. I'm sure that will sell pretty well. And I hope for more, because I love Level-5, and I'm very glad that they have come out with something that has been a hit again in the Western markets. It's really nice to see. So anyway, that's a little positive story I wanted to talk about this week. I mean, there's a lot of negative shit in the news this past week, but I wanted to talk about something positive just because I've been in a good mood since playing Fantasy Life I. It's one of those games that just really should not appeal to me given what it is, but because of really, really excellent game design, because Level-5 is just so damn talented, they've ended up creating yet another cozy, comfy, life sim, farming, crafting RPG that I quite enjoy and I find freakishly addictive. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.